Alright, from today we are going to study about non-fiction. Usually the stories are divided into the fiction and non-fiction. Today the first time of the non-fiction. And non-fiction is usually based on fact, every fact, or memories. In other words, the fiction does not have to be based on any facts, only imaginary object. So, this is the first time with this non-fiction. This time, the 23rd chapter, then we study about what is the kind of source of non-fiction, and also within a comparison with the fiction, what is the difference between that. Okay? This is in our whole direction. Now, open the page of the first one is page chapter 23. Types of non-fiction. At first, we use the genre. The genre or types that are with non-fiction, and what is the kind of feature they have. Every non-fiction have its style and the features and types. According to the types, how we read and recognize and understand is different. So, to study what type is very important in the beginning. In this page 282, there's also the just like genres of fiction, every non-fiction genre has only special features. It's all very talented to source. So, special features. How to read. How to understand. And so, there comes a very big difference with how to read and how to understand how it affects. The speech, every speech has the difference with it. Okay? Now, number one. Types and structure of non-fiction. Type of non-fiction. The first ones are the longer length. Longer length non-fiction. There's a longer length non-fiction very usually over the 22 years. The three longer lengths. These are very common. And one is literary non-fiction. Literary non-fiction uses the tools of literature and describe events or like real world. That is literally non-fiction. Okay, so this is describe. Then, next one. Biographies. Biographies are accounts of the person's life. About person's life. That is the account of a person's life, and if you describe by yourself, that is called autobiography. Okay? Then the third one, C. That is memorial. Memorial. That is about the person's memory. Then the memorial and biographies have one big difference. Can you guess what the difference is again? Yeah. The memorial do not need any evidence, just your memory. If the memory is wrong or different or false, doesn't matter. That is memorial. But biography must be fact. So, all I thought to be no, exactly what it was, that is biography. Memorial, it's easy, no evidence, okay, just you feel. Then, these are the longer lengths of non-fiction. Next one, the shorter lengths of non-fiction. Shorter lengths of non-fiction. There are many. The first one is journalism. Journalism is very easy to find. You will see them in the newspapers, the magazines, and websites. Every side of this, that you can find the journalisms. That is usually published or broadcast by the news media. within some newspapers. So that is often the cause that the news media. Usually. Next one. Number is opinion pieces. Opinion pieces. This is easy. Just as one says, it's the opinion. Opinion. Not a fact. Just, this is what I think, that is opinion. You can say this in Twitter and then blogs. Opinion about the topic. Then, next one, number F, is explosions. Explosion, explanation. That is explanation. For example, there's some new event or new law or new constitution or those kind of thing, then we need the explanations, those expositions to open what it is. That expositions, you see. Then, next one, G. That is argument. Argument, you can see this kind of things as a dispute to the talk each other, the different idea coming together, stay and defend the point of view. So discuss. And always that is the talk with that is like a debate. Next one. Essays. Usually very short, sometimes they're long. Yeah, the short pieces are writing or subject. So usually they're usually the expanse and opening about issue. That is essay. one issue for the one essay. So this is short. Next one. This is personal essays. This time, the personal essay counts a loose structure and express a personal point of view. So that is especially personal. So just a big difference is essays are usually to express the others. So you have to persuade the people to understand it. In personal essay, you do not have to persuade any people. Just write what you want. Okay? So personal essays, no enemy. Now, next one. Speeches. Okay? That is written to talk to the audience. That is to audience. So usually the new president have the new speech and inaugurations. Then new speech will be inaugurations of these speeches. Like this you can see. The next one. Okay. Episodes. Episodes. Writers are written on a pencil and published later. So, there's no way. That collection of letters or the only one letter will be episodes. These are the shorter lengths of non-fiction. These are longer and shorter, and others could be any length of non-fiction. Three. Number one will be historical accounts. That is, of course, about history. Could be short, could be long. It depends what event you will describe. And how I know to describe, that depends on what you they also do. That historical accounts. Of course, about history. Scientific accounts. So, scientific activities or some other essays or something else on that in the nature of science book or the magazine. Usually scientific accounts During I was the college student. I was some thesis, and this is kind of scientific counts. And it will be very short, and for example, one experiment, and the thesis is very short. If that is a long distance, a long time, or continuously made it, that will be very long. So that is the scientific. Usually, that is the discoveries and experiments. Usually. Yeah. Then they open on the thesis. Next one. Technical account. Technical accounts describe the technical method. Just only technical. How to use and function O. Economic accounts. Economic accounts is one depends out with economy. So the recession or the stock market and monetary matters or the pensioners or tax or just economic accounts. Of course, other any kind of money, allowance. Okay? These are the slides today. Here are so many. Longer ones, shorter ones, and it could be any length. Then go on to next page 286. From this page, these are all the examples and the explanation for a lot of them. Now we find here. So the bullet will be same as this. (286) the explanation about journalism. Journalism actually tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So journalism usually must be the news media, so then everything must be truth. Actually, that is not. That must be. That was ideal, the journalism. They show all opinions, reveal details, their own lives. Instead, journalists report their stories, which means that they do a lot of research, making sure very detailed in the story and quote to the regarded just as what is originally said. So, journalism is very, very important to have a research. Go to their place exactly and also people have a relation to. Then the fact and the story will be built by the journalist. So journalism is very important for news media. However, and actually this news media often tells a lot of lies. But that is the ideals. Journalists also tend to have the matter of fact and the was written. Journalists don't usually have the tools of literature, creator, drama, tension, and serve the more interesting part of the end. Instead, the goal is not the fact that reader as quickly as possible. So in journalism, the most important facts will be the less important one follows. So the most important is not to move, not excited, just what it is. That is journalism. If you want to get excited, movie or fiction is much better. Next one is literary non-fiction. Literary non-fiction. Some of the best stories are life or the truth. It's not true. Sometimes the dry delivery of the genre just won't do. Writer might want to the true story, but in a dramatic fashion. Okay? That fact must be very true and truth, but if there is only the literally described, that is not so good enough. So that must be literally non-fiction, described in a dramatic fashion. To complete the plot attention, setting the character description and dialogue. That is when he or she turns literally non-fiction. It uses all the tools that fiction author would tell an imaginary truth. Then the funny difference is non-fiction story is true. So non-fiction story look like a fiction, but that is all true. That is non-fiction. Okay, let's go to the next explanation. Biography and memoir. Yes, biographies and memoir. We should focus on the big difference between biography and memoir. Biography and memoir very stories is personal and highlight an individual person's life. Then they use the forms of the literary non-fiction, including tools like plotting and dialogue, or they might be more journalistic and just convey the facts. Okay, convey facts is the same. Then chances to follow them in between the two. Then biography. Biography is usually the story of life, a part of life is possible to be factual, rooted in a fact. This is very important. Rooted in a fact. Rooted in a fact. This doesn't need fact. This must be fact. No need fact. Fact. And supported by research. So with a biography, even you have the autobiography, you should have research exactly what it was. That is biography. If you do not have any research, just maybe so, that is no. That is no. Even if your days before, for example, the elementary school, you should research on elementary school where you list the research and find that is autobiography. Without that, that's no more. Okay? So you see the pictures in here, there's cup. This person has the 4 facts on here, and research. That makes it biographies. If a very famous person you want to write about the biography, you have to research very much. Okay? So, go on to the next page. 288 memoir. This is easy. The memoir is a piece of which they also write down his or her own memories, only on the basis of your own memoir. There is quite long good or bad, correct or wrong, doesn't matter. Any memoir is okay. Then, like a biography, it does not have to be rooted on a factual basis. You do not need any research, no. Any fact, no evidence, it's okay. That is memoir. So they are very, very big difference. So the memoir is good for yourself, and biography can be the evidence for the trials. Then next one. What's the difference? That is, your choice of job might be very big difference depend on who you're writing for, the point you want to make. Okay? For who you are writing. So, if that is only for you, that's the memoir enough. But to fool everywhere with biographies or those things. Different type of author to focus on topic and also usually choose the job carefully for the purpose. So every purpose and every job. So here's many jobs have every purpose. You can choose the time. So first interested in tension, or the first interested in the dramatic transposition, those things, the memoirs. Whether non-fiction or the multi-memoir. Next page, 289. Here's a small story. Depending on the genre of the non-fiction, the same account can sound very different. Okay? Same account, but very different. And here, for example, there are many different ways to write the following situation. This situation is very nice. The twins next door get their first remote control model playing, and it somehow rains out on the neighbor's roof. Okay? They're very cute neighbor, the twins. And very, very interesting thing. Remote control airplane. Never get out when you read the exit. But oh my God, it's on the floor. And here, journalism and literary non-fiction, biography, and memoir. There are 4 types of reading here. So, now let's read and take a look at the difference. The first one is journalism. The remote control model of the pilot was found on Wolfgang by Maurice and Holmes whispered himself on Tuesday afternoon. Twin Jeffrey and just guard the tones of the medicine owning the price, and upon this on not knowledge of how it had to drive there. Okay? Journalists like this, like a news report. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's all. So, the characteristic, they put most of fact, then they report only the sources of time, then leaves out the opinions, Okay, next page, 219. How about the literary non-fiction? Literary non-fiction. Okay. Like this. A plane soared out of the barrels empty blue sky. For the breathtaking moment, it appeared to be a terminal by a pepper landing on the lawn of the twins' feet, but it matters twins. Roger town of the kind of white or two stories of the heads. The roll on the roof of the homes, the middles, and the next door's neighbors. Okay? Because, oh my God, that's when they're twins not saying that. That is a literary non-fiction. Very big difference from the journalism. Okay? Then, how about next page 291? of Jessica's young life, was the day that the mother planned on this general flight landed on the roof of the neighbor's home. In later years, both Jessica and Jeffrey claimed that they had been the remote pilot of the alert plane. But nobody was never sure that was so eager to take responsibility for the crash landing, or which one of them had actually had their hands on their controls. Okay, this is a story about the biography. So difference from the journals and literary fiction. Just like between that and explanation and like a memorial, some things. That big difference between the memorial and the biography is that focus on the plot. Next page, 292, the memorial. The longest, why longest? Because precious memory didn't need any fun. So that is like this. I knew that pirates find too fast and too high. Jeffrey wouldn't listen to me. Just like me, I had never tried this remote control pilot before. I think that I got it carried away because the minute minute like it had fun with a low sky and landed on metal roof. Oh my God. I guess I can learn the truth now. This is truth. 10 years later, but Mommy already been threatening to send the Jeffrey abroad in school if he got in any more trouble. I didn't know that I threw away the camp. So I said I did it. He took responsibility too. I tried to tell Mommy he wasn't the one who did it. But I was so good at sticking to my lines. Even about them, that Mommy couldn't tell if one of them were telling the truth. So she grounded us both, but she didn't send him away. I think that probably one of the first knew I might have a future as an actress. Okay, there's a monologue that is from one point of view. Only the person thought who is a good person, who is a bad person, who is in a neutral situation, who did not, what is good and bad, that is the minority, exactly what it is. So, that is the minority, the big difference. Okay? So, even the same account is ABC, same account, different type of telling. Then the journalism, all of these. So, you might have understand all the type of the non-fiction to be very different from that. And the same is usually that is from the based on the facts. Okay? So from the literary fiction to the economic accounts, there's so many, there's different, but I'll have every word to write on this time. Because the time is up, we'll finish this and you can read on later on later part of this and you can challenge this checking knowledge later. Okay, that's all for today. See you tomorrow.